A soldier can survive a war, but a man must survive the silence that follows. This is a line from the new epic, the Odyssey. But this isn't a movie review. 6 months ago, I started my own journey of going to therapy. And just like Odysseus leaving Troy, I knew I needed help navigating this season of my life in pursuit of the best version of me.
What's up, y'all? It's Johnny Goods, aka Jay Good, back for another video. I hope all is well. And yeah, so as you can see from the title, this is kind of, me taking another step and, working on myself and figuring things out. So it's been about 6 months and I started going to therapy. It's been a journey. I've learned a lot, and I've also learned a lot about myself in ways that I didn't know I needed to change. Things that really felt like they could have stayed tucked deep down inside. But if you don't change, you don't evolve. And I definitely wasn't going to stay in that trend. So right now, I'm actually headed into a session right now. And yeah, there's definitely been a transformative time in my life, but there's still a lot more work to be done. So I'm going to head inside and, after this session, we'll kind of have a little bit more time where I can reflect on certain things and, kind of give you guys an update on what's been going on with me. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. All right, so we're back. Just got out of my therapy session and it was heavy, but right now I'm heading to the park. I'm gonna sit down and kind of take a moment to reflect on what happened and also give y'all some more insight into my therapy journey. So see y'all in a little bit, but we'll pick up in a second. All right, see y'all there. Hello, how you doing? I'm blessed, can't complain. What's up, boss?
All right, how you doing?
Doing all right, and yourself? So after 6 months of going to therapy and actually doing the work, honestly, I've learned so much. From unresolved traumas to the feeling of abandonment and compartmentalizing things that just didn't feel like I had the time to heal. There was so many opportunities over my life where I felt as though I could save myself. And I'm not gonna lie and act like I don't still feel that way to an extent, but for a person who grew up as an only child and also feeling as though I have to do it all on my own, I kind of used to live by a mantra of my suffering doesn't deserve an audience. And at different points in my life, when things felt like they were falling apart, I just had to keep pushing. And that caught up with me. It felt like at a certain point, the weight of the world was on my shoulders and that everything was falling apart. But I realized I wasn't weak for asking for help. What I realized is that it took immense strength for me to say, I'm not okay, and I want to figure out a path forward. This most recent session kind of revealed that I have a pattern. When things have gotten extremely difficult in my life, I kind of just bottle it up and move on, not actually dealing with some of the issues that caused the pain, recognizing when I was wronged and when some of the things were self-inflicted. I believe myself to be a pretty self-aware person, but when you're in survival mode, you don't always have the time to figure out what the issue is. Sometimes you just got to keep pushing forward. And not saying that's healthy, but it's what I had to do. And most recently, my therapist kind of asked me, have you ever shared some of your life experiences with other people and what you've been through? And, you know, I said, like I would always say, never had time to really worry about that. I just had to move on to the next thing. And over this 6-month period, my therapist has really kind of motivated me to produce a trauma timeline and really write out and think out what my experiences have been. And it's really helped me to kind of like look out and see what things in my life have caused me to do the things I do today and what role they've played in my overall stress and how do I rectify it is actually dealing with it. So one thing that's come out of this is that I've regained a love for creative writing. And that's something that back in school, my teachers used to praise whenever I would turn in reports or projects. They would always say, your writing is so visual. And I think that's one of the highest compliments I've ever gotten, as school wasn't really my strong suit. But whenever I would turn in papers, the teachers would always say, I feel like I can visualize what you're writing by the way you put pen to paper. And now I'm taking this opportunity to get in front of a camera and really just share my truth. So I appreciate y'all. And, you know, I hope you subscribe and stay along for the journey. But on that note, I'll see you on the next video. And I look forward to more adventures. And y'all stay tapped in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.